There is no reason to pre-order retailer incentives. So why do I keep doing it? Hey there, today I have an unboxing video, and in this video I'm going to open up an order, or I would say probably a bunch of partial orders that I placed with Third Eye Comics. And this is an order, one single shipment, maybe I should say, instead of order, from Third Eye Comics that includes 6 books, and they are all retailer incentives. And the way that this works with Third Eye Comics, which is something that I had to learn, is you can essentially cherry pick and pre-order any comic book. Doesn't have to be a retailer incentive, and they will add it to a pull box and hold the books for you, but you have to pay for them at checkout. Meaning, if you see a 1 in 25 that it is not going to come out for a month or two, you can purchase it and pay for it, and then they will hold it when the book releases, but they will not ship it to you. So let me explain what that means. It will be your responsibility after the book comes out to go back to the Third Eye Comics online shop and purchase a $5 shipment product or item, and then that lets Third Eye Comics know that you are ready to receive your book. So what ends up happening is you'll pay pretty much like full retail price for the book, but when you check out, it's no tax and no shipping, so there's no additional cost other than just the cost of the comic. And then when you are ready to have that comic shipped to you, you'll spend $5 to let Third Eye know, hey, whatever's in my pull box, please send it to me. So if you have a lot of items, the $5 is pretty reasonable. I mean, even in the order, oh, there I did it again, the shipment that I received, it was sent USPS priority today, and it only cost me an additional $5. Now, what I keep messing up is when I talk about order and shipment. If I see a book on the Third Eye website that's available for pre-order, I'm just adding it and paying for it, and I'm not really worried too much as far as when the book actually comes out. But this was something I kind of learned, not the hard way necessarily, but I was wondering, like, where are my Third Eye orders? I know I've been placing these since early November, and I haven't received any. The books should be out now. I see some of them on eBay and other people are getting them, and I'm just wondering, where are my books? And I realized, oh, you actually have to tell them to ship the books out. Otherwise, they just hold on to them. I don't know if they hold on to them forever, but it does get a little weird because I don't always know. I can't tell which books they have without reaching out and contacting them and say what's available in my pull box. There's no dashboard or account profile that says, yes, here are the orders that you placed with those order details, but here are the items within those orders that are actually physically in hand and ready to ship, with some sort of interface to be able to say, do you want to ship these now? Go ahead and add that $5 shipment alert deal to the cart, check out. You'll get charged $5, and then everything gets sent out. So there's some advantages and disadvantages to that. I like being able to pre-order incentives like that in terms of the process. But what I can't keep myself from doing, and it's so frustrating, is I know that I should not be buying retailer incentives. And I often talk about this, like, well, if you like the book, buy what you like. I get that people are talking about that. I totally understand it. I don't have to feel bad. I don't have to feel like I'm being judged. And I totally understand it. But I will explain exactly why I shouldn't be buying these. And I'm going to do this during the unboxing. So a little bit of a slightly different unboxing style where I'm going to show you each of the books, yes, but then I'm going to show you why exactly I should not have pre-ordered these anywhere, not just from Third Eye. Third Eye, great comic book store, comic book chain on the East Coast, great customer service, and so it really has nothing to do with them specifically or personally. It's more of just this lack of willpower, or I don't know what you call it, that I just have, where I like, oh, that looks like a cool 1 in 25. I should pre-order it and pay for it. And while it still is there's still a very, very good reason why you shouldn't. So let me get to the unboxing. As I go through the order, the shipment, I'll be pointing out exactly and precisely why I should not have pre-ordered any of these. All right, here is the order that I did it again. I keep saying order. Here is the shipment from Third Eye Comics that spans probably 4 or 5 different orders. So they essentially, depending on when I pre-ordered these and which books were available, they ended up putting this shipment together that pulled from multiple orders. And I got 6 books that were available that was sort of in my Third Eye Comics pull box. So sent priority mail today. So very quick turnaround once I notified them that I'm ready to receive these books. So let me go ahead and get this opened up. Okay, I would give anything Third Eye Comics. If you're watching, or maybe there's somebody watching that frequents Third Eye Comics, can you please, just fold the tape over and make a little tape pull? I love the painter's tape, but it's kind of pointless. If there's a nice tape pull right here, I can simply just pull this right up and it comes right off. Instead, I have to knife my way through that, and I hope that I'm not digging in or tearing any of the comics. So please, love your service, but I would just beg you to create a tape pull for me to make everyone's life easier. Okay, so let's go through the 6 books. All right, I'm ready finally. The first book is Something is Killing the Children, number 28, and this is the 1 in 25 full art variant with the cover art by EM Gist. And you can see the price tag. That's exactly what I paid. So I'm gonna have to rebag and board these because the price tag is right there on it. So a gorgeous book. I knew as soon as I saw the cover by Gist, I wanted to have it. I'm a big fan of the series and love collecting some of the variants. And again, no disrespect to Third Eye Comics. This is all my fault, but I paid $24.99 to pre-order this book. And this book is available right now from both Gmart and Midtown Comics. At Midtown, you can pick this up for $22.50. So not much of a discount there, because if you're thinking, well, I got the $24.99 plus, maybe 83 cents, I think it works out to be to have the book shipped. So a little over $25. With Midtown, you either have to unlock free shipping with a large order, or you'll have to pay for shipping, plus there is tax involved. So it may end up working to be about the same price, but the fact remains you would have time to think about, hey, is this book that was released in early January 2023, did I really need to pre-order it? I could just have purchased it there. Now, if you wanted to get a better discount, you could have purchased this book at Gmart. Gmart Comics has this book available right now for $15, and then it would be an additional, I think, like a bag and board service sort of thing, so an additional like 50 cents on top of that. So if I really wanted this book, which I did, I pre-ordered it, I could have picked it up for $15 at Gmart Comics. Next, just another striking and wonderful cover here. This is Monica Rambeau, Photon number 1. And as soon as I saw this one, I absolutely fell in love with kind of the cosmic design. I just thought like the body, the layout, the style, it just kind of like demonstrating the raw power that Monica Rambeau has. There's the price tag. This is a 1 in 25, but just absolutely loved it. Love Captain Marvel, the Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel. And I don't really care if we're speculating on Spectrum versus Photon. It doesn't matter to me. It's still Monica. And again, saw the book, wanted to have it, pre-ordered it, paid $25 for it. However, this book is available to purchase right now. I did not have to pay $24.99 plus shipping to have this book sent to me via pre-order. It is not available on Midtown. It is sold out. But on Gmart, it is available for $20. So again, $20 plus a minimal bag and board service, and doesn't cost a lot to unlock free shipping there. If you were buying this as a one-off, maybe with shipping, we're kind of talking about the same price. But the point I'm making is there was no need to pre-order it. This book is available, it's out there, and you can pick it up today. Next book I pre-ordered is Batman 131, the David Nakayama variant. This was something I follow David Nakayama on social media, and as soon as he kind of put this out here that he's working on Batman, I had to track this down and found it on Third Eye Comics and picked it up, and I think it's great. I figured this is going to be a difficult book to get in high grade because of the all black cover, but thought Nakayama did just a fantastic job with Batman here and just wanted to have it. But here we go again. Did I need to pre-order it and did I need to pay $25 for it? No, of course not. I think you're kind of seeing the trend here. You see how this game works. Not only is it available at Gmart and Midtown, it is available for half off of ratio. At Midtown, this book is available for $13.50, and at Gmart, it's even less at $12. So this is a 1 in 25. I pre-ordered for $25 that I could get right now from Gmart for 12 bucks. Next is Wolverine 29. This was an interesting one for me because this was one of those, I would say, not speculator hyped type of books, but there's some chatter amongst the comic book hype artist community that Maria Wolf is super awesome. And I think that she has such a style, a recognizable style. And I really do think this is a pretty cool cover. But I don't know if I would have purchased it if I didn't see other speculators talking about Maria Wolf variants. So this is one of those plays where I feel like you have to kind of get on the hype train for a little bit if you want to see some of your money going to the right place, so to speak. But Wolf is not as hyped as other artists that are continually, like almost daily, put out and pushed. But I would say maybe in a second or third tier, Wolf is discussed. So I thought that I have a couple of her other variants. I liked this one. So the combination of Wolverine, the 1 in 25 incentive, Wolf being discussed as a popular or up-and-coming artist, where you could sort of collect her variant covers and display them and all of that. It just made sense for me to pick it up and pre-order it and pay the $24.99 price tag. Now, did I need to pre-order it? I think we know the answer. And of course, that answer is no. This one has a similar pricing structure as the Something is Killing the Children book. This is available on Midtown Comics for $22.50 right now, and Gmart has it available for $15. So I could have started to stack these at Gmart Comics and probably pay, 30 or 40% less, maybe even 50% when it's all said and done. So there was no need for me to pre-order this book either. Now, we're going to keep going, and I wonder if any of these are sold out everywhere, and we'll find out with these last couple. This one is the Book of Slaughter, and this is number 1. This is the Dan Mora full art variant, and this is a 1 in 10. No price tag on this one, but I paid $10 for it. Anytime I see a Dan Mora variant, I want to always check out the art, but almost all the time, it's definitely appealing to me, and love that Mora is getting some work at DC and still at Boom Studios and other places. But I didn't want to be fooled again by the whole Slaughterverse, I guess. I love Something is Killing the Children. I thought House of Slaughter was kind of a bust, and now we have Book of Slaughter. I don't know. I didn't want to be fooled again because I went pretty heavy on House of Slaughter, and that was a mistake. So I just figured, okay, I'll pick up one copy of Book of Slaughter number 1, and I decided to not splurge. It was only $10, but wanted to get this one. This is the Book of Slaughter full art 1 in 10 by Dan Mora. But did I need to pre-order it for $10? And finally, the answer is yes. Now, I don't know exactly if this was because the book is popular or it's picked up value or is sold out. It's not sold out. I just wonder if it's not priced correctly because both Midtown and Gmart have this book available right now. But at Midtown, it's $18.46, and at Gmart, it's $15. So a little odd to me that a 1 in 10 is really that expensive. I don't believe it's because they're thinking that the book is valuable and they've inflated the price to kind of help align their pricing with fair market value. I don't believe that's the case. I think it's just misvalued. I think it's just mismarked somehow. This book should be a lot less. I would have expected Gmart to have it at like a $7.99 or something, or even a $9.99 price tag. Midtown's all over the place. You can never really trust their prices or trust their systems to be consistent. But if you're looking at it as like, where can I find this book, and you don't want to buy from eBay, you don't want to risk it with an auction, this was, I guess, finally a decent pickup for $9.99. The last book is X-Men Annual Number 1. This is the Stephanie Hans 1 in 25 variant featuring Firestar. Again, a lot of things happening here for me. A 1 in 25, X-Men, Firestar, Stephanie Hans. Like, these are all checking my boxes. But this book came out. It's available. It's not scarce. It's easy to find. It's a 1 in 25. Should I have pre-ordered it? And of course, the answer is a resounding no. It is available right now at Midtown Comics for $18.46 and at Gmart for $12. Painful, right? So again, great books, great service from Third Eye Comics, and I'm sorry, Third Eye, for kind of using you in this example. It really is nothing, has nothing to do with your store or your great service. That's kind of what ends up happening is if you want 1 in 25s, 1 in 10s, 1 in 50s, 1 in 100, it doesn't mean that Third Eye always has them available, but if you pre-order them ahead of time and you take a risk too, if the cover art is not ready, it'll just show kind of a generic image. And then there's additional risk that you're investing in a cover that you may or may not like. You're hoping that if you see something that says like 1 in 25 variant by Stephanie Hans, and you're like, okay, this has got to be great, I'm going to go ahead and take a risk. And I think that the Firestar X-Men Annual Number 1, it's a great cover. It's a great looking book. For whatever reason, it just didn't pop on the market, and that's just kind of the way it is. So let me show you some of the values I have on these books so you can kind of see where they stand in terms of fair market value. These are all recently released books, so there's no graded values, but let's take a look at that to figure out if any of these are holding at ratio. Okay, here is the order that I placed with Third Eye Comics. I keep doing it. I'm just so used to it. It was the shipment that I received that was across 4 or 5 different orders. And of course, I'm embarrassed because I paid full ratio for each of these books. And let's bring in the fair market value as it sits right now and compare it to what I paid. And you can see I did not really gain anything other than on that book of Slaughter number 1. Again, I don't like, maybe people think it's a 1 in 25, and so that's why there's some fair market value on that book. I don't really understand exactly. I'd love it if it's just for the love of Dan Mora and his art, and that book is above ratio, sitting at $14 for a 1 in 10. Fantastic. But as you can see here in column AA, it was a pretty significant loss from a raw book value perspective. Again, these are brand new releases, so really no graded values to compare to right now. So it was a total of $139.94 that I spent to acquire these 6 books. And it looks roughly that they have a total value altogether of around $80. Now, as you saw with the prices that are available right now at the time that I'm recording this, you could probably have picked all of these up for about $80 or even less, depending on where you buy them or how you want to work the shipping and the tax to your advantage. And it's really that simple. There's not a whole lot to talk about with the order analysis here. It is what it is. I'm embarrassed by the numbers, but not embarrassed to own the comic books. And I know that is one of those things, like if you want to acquire a collectible for any reason, for an investment purpose, or just because you love it, you love the cover, you love the story, there's some emotional attachment, there's nothing wrong with that. I just like to be smarter with my money, and as much as I love the service from Third Eye Comics, I know people love to throw around the term, but in this market, really, I don't think I can do this anymore. I don't think I can pre-order from Third Eye Comics. I think that there's this general fear that if you don't pre-order the 1 in 25, or you don't jump on it on day one and get it off of eBay or somewhere, that it's going to double or triple or quadruple in terms of value uh, by the ratio number. So for some reason, if one of these it starts to spike and becomes a $50 or $100 one in 25, oh no, it's going to be one of those crazy modern ghosts or just modern books that people need to have. But as we start to see the values come back down to a more reasonable level, I think also it's giving those speculators and people that hype these books that are super into moderns, right? That I love modern comics. They love the flipping aspect. It's not that they're in love with the stories, believe me. It's becoming more challenging and difficult for them to not just find the books, but to also really push them into the stratosphere. And I really don't see this happening anytime soon with incentives. I think publishers are still going to be putting them out because it's advantageous for them to pay a little bit extra to get an artist to do a variant cover, but it's not really costing them that much more. And I think if we can all sort of band together as collectors and hold strong and just stop buying these, then I think everything will kind of settle back to, a cover A and a cover B and maybe a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 10 only if the issue is special in some way. Instead, we're getting incentives on basically every release. I think publishers are used to people pushing these out to just crazy values. Like a 1 in 25 comes out, it pops, it's $200 in a week. I just don't see this happening anytime soon. And I actually like seeing this book available at, and I know I mentioned Midtown and Gmart. If you have opinions about those stores, I certainly respect those opinions, but this really isn't about getting you to purchase books from either of those stores. The point is, those were a couple of easy places for me to look these up to say, okay, if they're available here, they're probably available other places too. Some other stores that come to mind, Things from Another World, Golden Apple Comics, even some of those store exclusive stores, they'll have retailer incentives sitting around. So there's lots and lots of places that I should just remain strong, stick to the plan, understand that having a little bit of patience and understanding that the market is saturated with these variants. I don't have to go crazy, even if it's a Stephanie Hans, a David Nakayama, an EM Gist. Like, these are great artists creating artwork on covers that I love and stories that I love, and I get all that, and I just get caught up in it. But this is a great example of if you just waited and maybe instead of purchasing these, create a list of these that you want to keep track of on release day. And what were to happen if that Nakayama Batman 131 got really popular and started selling for $50? I'd either pay 50 for it or I wouldn't buy it. Now that I have it, what am I going to do with it exactly, right? I'm going to grade it. I'm going to see if it could maybe go into my next pre-screen. Sure. But life goes on. Our collections go on. There'll be plenty of more comic books to buy. And I definitely think I'm going to be patient and wait on these if I'm going to buy them at all. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting, and see you next time.